Hey, everybody. Excited that you could join us today on Faith in an Ever Changing World, Encouragement and Hope. And I am excited to introduce to you my guest, Steve Shermett. And Steve is an American film actor, world traveler, and public speaker. And you may be familiar with him as being on The Chosen, which he will talk about in just a little bit. But Steve, thank you so much for joining me today.
Totally my pleasure. Thank you for the invite. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And after this brief intro, we'll be right back. So stay with us.
Crowd Scene also introduces us to a rabbi who has been around since season 1, but we haven't officially met yet.
No, there's no new prophets. Rabbi Josiah said so.
Did you always know you were Rabbi Josiah?
Just found out.
So how does that feel that now you have a name?
Oh my gosh, it felt so legit. And in this episode, no spoilers, we find out where he stands in regards to Yeshua, Jesus.
Oh!
We started in episode 4 discussing John the Baptist. Is this guy legit? Is he trouble? In the next episode, I got to hear Jesus talk. And yet it is you.
Would you like to come in?
But he was open and he was listening. Season 3.
Bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening.
Thrilling. Now we've come to kind of a conclusion here as to where Rabbi Josiah is going to stand. So it's been fun to take that journey.
You actually had an opportunity to be a part of another show.
The show that you're talking about is with a producer-director who I've been wanting to work with. He's one of my favorite all times. Everybody knows who it is. Oh, we need you to cut off your beard 2 weeks before you film with The Chosen. No, I can't do that. The Chosen is the ultimate thing that I want to do as an actor. Faith-affirming content on a grand scale. This is excellence. This is what I do this for. So even though I had that other opportunity, choosing The Chosen, I tell people it was a difficult circumstance, but not a difficult choice.
It's fine!
Just getting started.
Great interview, Steve.
Oh man, I love being on set. I miss it.
Oh, I know. My goodness. And Rabbi Josiah, yeah. Season 4 coming up. All right. If you will, share with us, Steve, what has God given you to do in this season, and how is faith helping you do it?
Well, as we've discussed, I'm an actor, and I started acting professionally when I turned 50. I made the decision on my 50th.
Late in the game. Okay. How about that? All right.
So it's a new season for sure. And I've been loving the journey. And just recently, as in within the last couple of weeks, I've also gotten a position on the faculty of Colorado Christian University.
Wonderful.
I will be teaching part-time online in the College of Adult and Graduate Studies, Bible and theology type topics. And when I'm not doing that, I'll be looking for acting gigs.
Well, okay. So you'll get to teach and also act. Oh, that's great. So what are you going to be teaching?
I have so many different classes. They offer dozens and dozens of classes, and every block I'll be able to select a different course to teach.
Wow.
So introduction to the New Testament, introduction to the Old Testament, introduction to theology, apologetics.
Goodness.
Those
So
types
really
of
deep.
Yeah.
Deep studies.
It's all
coming up.
college level stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, tell us a bit about The Chosen, season 4, certainly in theaters.
Yes.
February.
February 1st. We're going to have episodes 1, 2, and 3. So that first week or two, that episode will play, those 3. And then the next batch, the next 3 or 2 episodes. And then again, so basically through the month of February, you'll get to see The Chosen at theaters. And I'm in episode 3. So you'll want to get to the theater
Ah,
February 1st or
you
the
don't
first
want
week.
to, that's right. You don't want to miss that episode. That's great. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, your role as Rabbi Josiah, uh, tell us a bit about him, and has he been challenging for you?
Well, Rabbi Josiah is kind of in the periphery. He accompanies some of the rabbis that do a lot of the talking. And I'm trying to be careful what I say because I don't want to give away any
I
spoilers.
know, no, well, I don't want you to, yeah.
So Rabbi Josiah was curious about Jesus and John the Baptist. We know that.
Hmm.
And he met Jesus and the apostles at Matthew's dinner party. And Jesus was challenging them to consider their attitudes at that event.
Ah,
And Rabbi Josiah listened to what Jesus had to say, at least took it in, not necessarily accepting or rejecting, but
right.
open-minded.
Yes.
Then I think we'll come to some sort of a conclusion about Rabbi Josiah's opinion of Jesus at the theaters in February.
All right. Well, we will look forward to that. Steve, is there anything else that you can mention that may be coming up on the horizon for you?
Well, there's some things that are already out that I would encourage people to see. Pursuit of Freedom
Oh,
is
yes.
on Amazon,
Oh,
PureFlix, and other streaming platforms.
great film. Yes.
Yeah. And some people might think I'm saying Sound of Freedom, which was in the theaters across the country just
Right.
a couple months ago. It's a different film, but coincidentally, a similar premise. It's a true story about a woman
Yes.
who is forced into trafficking and how
Mhm.
God ends up reuniting her with her family. And it's an amazing story. And I'd encourage people to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Me too. Very powerful, powerful film. Um, how did you get into acting, Steve? And, when did you get your calling, I guess, when you felt God calling you to be an actor?
Well, I don't know if I ever felt God calling me to be an actor, more so than when I was a kid. I saw a live stage presentation and I just loved it. I fell
Yeah.
in love with it. And I decided at that moment, I'm going to do this. Well, when I got into high school, I did musical theater and plays, and I did that. And then I stepped away, went to school, raised a family. And as I mentioned earlier, when I turned 50, I went to an on-screen acting class just to
Right,
see if I still liked it and if I could do it
right.
on camera. And I fell in love with it all over again
Oh,
and
yeah.
dove full into the deep end.
Yes, when it's in your blood, you,
Yeah.
you just have to do it. You have to
Yep.
do it. Oh my goodness. Steve, thank you so very much for joining me today and for talking about what God has given you to do. And we certainly pray for you and for all that's in the chosen, and just for it being in the theaters coming up soon. And I'll tell you, it's the best portrayal of Jesus and his disciples that I've ever seen.
I
And
agree with you.
oh my, and the history and culture of the time that's presented. I mean, it's just authentic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of effort and research that goes into making it as culturally accurate as possible.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well done. Well done. Well, I would like to put up, we've got, you do want to mention your Facebook group. And
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I'm active on the Steve Shermett official fan page, and I think the link to it
absolutely.
there.
Yes,
And you were telling me off camera that you're part of it. You enjoy
I
being.
am. I am, and I love being in this group. Steve is wonderful to come on and share information with us, or uh, just things that he's doing.
Yeah, I
And
try to get
you've
on there at least
recently
once a day.
moved to Ohio, And so you've put some videos out about that, and it's a great group to belong to because it's active. It's very active, and so I feel like that I'm getting to know Steve, and so on a different level.
My
And
evil
so
plan is coming to fruition.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh my goodness, my goodness. But yes, certainly check out Steve's group on Facebook. And also, he has an IMDb page, and that certainly will give you more information about Steve. And
Yeah,
also his, yeah, and
for those
also
that
his,
don't know, the
yes,
IMDb, Internet Movie Database, you can look up any actor, director, producer, filmmaker, and it gives
that's right.
you the history of the films they've been in, that sort of thing.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. And but it's just Steve's amazing, and he's a very talented actor. And so I just appreciate you being my guest today, Steve.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we'll have to maybe do a catching up later on in the year.
Who knows what next year or this year is going to bring?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But we know who holds that future, don't we?
Yes.
Absolutely. But thank you again, Steve, for joining me, and thank you all for joining. And I do want to give a shout out to Abundant TV Network, a great network for you and your family. Please follow me on Spotify and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have faith and look up, friends, where our help comes from. Bye. God bless.